What's up team, welcome back to another video. Today we've got a massive list of jobs on our hands to do. We're going to be doing some work on the pink car, on the giveaway car and on the purple car because we're taking that drifting this weekend. So massive list of things to do. So I'm going to shuffle some of the cars around and we're going to get right into it. Let's get it done. This is currently my favorite noise to make in the factory. Oh yeah. So first things first, pink car, we are installing this back firewall window thingy-majiggy here, okay? So we have perspex here. This is clear perspex. It's just got the kind of wrap stuff on it at the moment to keep it nice and clean. And that's gonna go straight onto this back window here. But what I'm gonna do is this, we're gonna do it in two halves because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get the whole piece in there because of these bars here. So we're gonna do this bottom half first down here. And we're going to spray that black also to complete the tub and make it look more like a ute. So the bottom bit will be sprayed black, the top part will be like a back window, which should be super rad. So I've already done the measurements for the bottom parts. I'm going to go ahead right now, mark it out and cut it. And then we'll fit it in and kind of see how it looks. And then we'll go ahead and do the top half. But this should really kind of complete the look of this, the rear of the ute. Don't mind this, I still have to cut this bar out here and actually complete the top of the roof, but it's going to look like the other side once it's done. Which should be sweet. I'm getting super stoked on this thing. Quickly before we get started on that as well, I'll show you guys something else pretty rad that I think is going to look quite cool. So the other day, I went to a friend of mine. So a friend of mine, Chris, has a sticker printing shop pretty much at his house. It's pretty crazy. And he does all of our stickers and stuff like that. And I had a kind of a thought the other day. I was like, I need to spice the rotary ute up a little bit and just make it stand out a little bit more. Not that bright pink doesn't stand out enough as it is. And I was like, And one of the people that I really look up to, of course, and a lot of people do, is Mad Mike with his rotaries in New Zealand and everything that he's done and how he's built himself up. And he has previously done digi camo on one of his FD RX-7s back in the day, and his son actually just did it on his new MX-5 Lincoln Vedette, which is pretty amazing. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to pay a little bit of a tribute to that, since this is a rotary, of doing a little bit of digi camo. So I jumped on Photoshop and I designed this, which we went ahead and printed onto this 3M car wrap vinyl stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out sections and lay it on the car and kind of see if we can't make it look a little bit rad with a digi camo design. I'm going to be completely winging it, but I think it should come out pretty darn cool once we're finished. So yeah, that's my idea. But for now though, we're going to get straight stuck into this perspex rear firewall window. Alrighty, look at that. The bottom half's in. She nice. Good as. So I'm going to go ahead and just quickly paint that the same color as the rest of the tray down below, and then we'll go ahead and cut out the top piece and we'll throw it in as well. Windows in, you can't really see it because it's clear, but it is there, and every little thing that we do like this starts to make the car look a little more complete. Ignore the paint job on the bottom. I still need to add more and redo stuff. But right now we're going to chuck a Lakeside Coast sticker on the window. That's just going to complete the look a little bit. But I'm rather stoked about that. I can't wait to get this roof finished so it doesn't look crappy. But yeah, mad. Put it all back together. I reckon I'm doing another whole coat of paint on this whole tray. Now that it's all together. I'm even gonna probably do bed liner on the actual bottom of it so that it's all tough and stuff. And not just crappy matte black paint that scratches off really easily. But amazing. How good is that? So good. This thing is just seriously cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and chuck that sticker on. You! That is sick. All right, the back window is finished and I'm super stoked on it. Here's how it looks. You! It so sets off the back of the car. Makes it look so much better now. Whew, I'm stoked. Just speaking of Lakeside Co, obviously as you guys know, we're giving away this car right here soon. Everyone keeps asking, but all the details are gonna be dropped in an announcement video very soon, but it will start on the 1st of December. And I'll be dropping a whole bunch of new Lakeside Co merch for you guys to check out. So get super pumped about that. Someone's gonna own this car. It's gonna be awesome, but hold your horses. The announcement video will be coming soon. But yeah, so stoked on this though. Looks freaking sick. And also, I got a little bit cheeky, guys, and decided just to practice laying this digi camo wrap off camera a little bit. So this is kind of how it looks so far. I've just been kind of sussing out where I want to lay it and stuff like that. Kind of hard to see in this light, but whoo, she's gonna look sick. Because we've been practicing like laying it around these types of bits and stuff. Even though I vinyl wrapped my car, this stuff's just a little bit different. So I just wanted to see how I was gonna place all of the digi camo and stuff. But yeah, so right now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep going, cutting it up, and let's get this whole side of this car done and kind of see how it looks. But I love the digi camo design, so cool. All right, so jump forward to the day after yesterday in the clip that you just saw. It is another day, and unfortunately time's gotten away from us a little bit, so I won't be carrying on any more work on the pink car for now. But the digi camo here is another look at it in a different light. It's gonna come up super awesome, I reckon. Definitely a unique look, which is sick, so can't wait to carry on chucking that vinyl on. But for now, we need to go ahead and start getting this car ready because we leave tomorrow morning for Winton Raceway. And as things go, unfortunately, there was a problem in my tires that I ordered, didn't actually turn up in time. So currently I have pretty much no tires. Got a couple of brand new ones up here, but luckily a friend of mine, Jason Fearon from Keep It Reet, has come to the rescue, and so we're going to jump to his shop. He's got a couple of tires that I can steal. We're going to fit some tires, but first things first, I just need to go over this thing and make sure she is good to go. As you can see, it's got a snap bonnet pin, so I've got some spare ones for that. We'll chuck those on quickly. Thing definitely needs a quick wash, and I'm just going to do a once over on it before we chuck it on the trailer. So a little bit of last minute stuff, as always is the way with drifting, but hey, at least we have the opportunity to go drifting, so. Whew. But as it sits, this thing actually runs perfectly. I'm pretty sure I could take it drifting right now if I wanted to, but you've always got to check the little things. Check the fluids, check the, the water, gearbox oil, diff oil, all that stuff. Make sure everything is in tip-top shape so that we don't have any catastrophic failures out on track. And then I will just go ahead when we get to the track and just bolt check everything at the front. But yeah, how good. So we may as well keep on kicking on and chuck these bonnet pins in first and foremost. So these are easily my favorite style of bonnet pins. They're a little bit harder obviously to install, given that you have to cut this shape out of the bonnet, which is not super easy, but they're just so much better than your normal bonnet pins that kind of are old school and look weird and stick up out of the bonnet, whereas these lay flush and look way better. But we're gonna go and chuck these in. You can get them on twostepgarage.com. 40 bucks a set, super chill, so good. Let's get it done. So we've got our bonnet pins on. I've checked the oil. I'm gonna flush the water, just run some new water through it, and we're gonna give this baggill a clean. But everything seems pretty good to go. I've also had a change of plans when it comes to tyres. We're not gonna head to Keep It Reet factory anymore. I've decided that I have enough tyres here to get me through the day, I reckon. So I've got these semi-slicks right here. These are supposed to last like 3 times as long as, say, your Jinyu 235s. So I'm going to give these a go. Last time I used these, we broke an axle in the car, but we've got the brand new axles in there. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. So these should last quite a while. I've got 2 brand new tyres here that'll go onto these rims. And on the car currently, we do have, these tyres do have a little bit of life left in them. So I'll run these first when we head out on track and just, it's supposed to rain in the morning as well. So we'll see how that goes. Just means tyres last a bit longer as well. So I think 3 sets of tyres. I also have a pair of scrappies up here as well that I'll take with me just in case we end up running out, and I'll chuck them on for the last couple of laps of the day or whatever. But yeah, those tyres should last us, so you know, we'll be sweet. So now it's time to bring the purple car out. We're gonna give her a good clean and we're gonna load everything up. I'm so pumped to go drifting. You.
Yeah, boy. Woo!
She is all clean, and man, I love it when this thing is tidied up and not just sitting in the factory collecting dust. It looks so freaking good. It might be banged up and bent in places and might be, you know, built by me, so a little bit of a nugget, but when this thing goes, it freaking goes so good. So I cannot wait for Monday to blaze some tires and hopefully just have a really chill day. Everything seems good in it, so right now we're gonna load it up. Super stoked. Love the purple and white concept as well. Come together so well. So yeah, let's load her up. Alrighty, so we are all packed up and good to go. I just literally got home and I got the call from Dave, and he said that his LS E36 car is not going to make it to the event because his clutch master cylinder is leaking and his clutch slave cylinder is leaking, and they're both brand new, which is the worst luck and in my eyes pretty unheard of, but it is what it is. I didn't want to leave Dave high and dry without a car, so I offered him the giveaway car to drift and he graciously accepted, of course. So now I'm about to jump in the 280 and head right back to the factory because we've got to get the giveaway car ready for Dave to take. So we have to chuck the new diff in it, the 444 diff, because it's locked and it's a high ratio. This car literally has an M40 engine in it that makes, I don't even know how many kilowatt, but pretty much none. So he's going from an LS V8 E36 to a car that probably makes a quarter of the power. So we've got to chuck the diff in the rear and chuck the lollipop bushes in the front, give them an alignment, make sure this car is good to go. So we're back off to the factory. You! Bummed for Dave that he can't take his LS E36. In a way, you know, I'm stoked to be able to help out a mate, but also stoked to be able to get footage of the E36 giveaway car, hopefully drifting if all goes to plan. So, you know, it's always a bit of a give and take, but at least we have a backup car so that Dave's not wasting his money, which is sick. So, I'm pumped. And we're back. Literally left this place half an hour ago, And this nugget is about to get the treatment. So we've got the 444 diff here, need to throw that in. I've got solid lollipop bushes that I've been lazy and haven't put in yet, so that's caught up with me and now I have to put them in. Then I have to align the front, and that's pretty much it. This car is ready to hopefully drift. This event we don't have to have a cage, so that's fine. So yeah, this thing is drifting far sooner than we expected it to, which is cool. So gonna get it up on the hoist right now and get straight to work. Booyah. So these are the bushes that we're holding the LCAs in just for temporarily, just to get the car on the ground. Obviously that's not actually how they should be. And quickly, I'm actually stealing the ones out of the E36, aka Karen ute, because they're already fitted into the lollipop bushes, and I've already fit one in here, as you can see. Booyah. E36 arm, lock adapters, coilovers, and finally offset lollipop bushes that give it more caster, so you have more return steer. So absolutely gangster, not too hard of a job. 2 17mm bolts, and then you have to chop the lollipop bush out. I had one that I started, but over here I started it, but then I realized I already had some fitted in some bushes, so you gotta you just chop that bit out with a hacksaw or whatever you can with, and then you hit it with a hammer and they just come out pretty easily. And then the new ones, I had them in the freezer, but I'm not going to use them. They're BBM bushes, solid bushes, and you just hit them in. The reason they're in the freezer is because they shrink when they're in the freezer, so that you can hit them in nicely into the lollipop bush. But as I said, we've already got them. So, and with the E46 arms as well, you do have to grind this bit down because it's hexagonal, whereas you need to grind it down to a circle, but it's very, very easy. You just get a sanding disc on your grinder and go hard with it. So let's get the second one in. I'm going to swap this diff in, and I'm going to take this thing for a wee thrash on the corner of that side and just make sure she's tip top. Woo! Just like that. If it'll focus. There you go, look at that. Boom. 1, 2. Whole front end is done. Alright, ladies and gents, we have the old diff out. Look at this thing. Wow, she is caked in every type of mang dirt you could think of. It's also super stuffed. Yep, so sorry I didn't really video taking it out too much, but you've seen that before. 1 bolt at the front, axle bolts, 2 bolts at the rear, boom, she's out. New diff going straight in, no mucking about here, because it's already been a long day for me. So we'll get that in, and then we'll take her for a wee test drive. You. Alrighty, so I just took this thing for a quick drive. Unfortunately, the camera didn't work properly, so it didn't film it, but I can tell you, this thing has some guts. Not much, but a little bit of guts. Still a couple of things we need to do in the morning when Dave gets here, which is stuff like just align the front properly with the toe plates, which is hard to do by yourself. Bleed the brakes. Currently the rears have like 10 PSI in the tyres, which is no good if you want this thing to slide. So you definitely want like 80 PSI in the rear tyres, so we'll bump those up. Yeah, just the little things, just go over it quickly. Oh, and Dave's going to chuck his bucket seat in the front passenger seat as well, because these leather seats are not the best for drifting. You kind of slide around on them. But other than that, this thing took an absolute beating just now, and pretty happily too, so I'm quietly stoked on it. But we'll see how it goes at the track, because the track is a whole different story. Thank you guys for watching and sticking with me through this turbulent day. You know, it was a bit of a different one, but not every day goes to plan, and that's what drifting is all about, I guess. Overcoming many obstacles and adversities. But next video, you guys will see all the shenanigans that we get up to, not just on the track, at the cabin and everything else in between as well. So I'm just gonna take you guys along for the ride through the whole thing. Make sure you hit that like button. Obviously all the details on this giveaway car will be released soon, but you guys will get to see it drift before the details are released, which is super exciting for me. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you aren't subscribed, you cannot go in the draw to win this thing, because that will be part of the terms and conditions. So, you know, hit that subscribe button. But yes, follow me on Instagram at It's Mike Lake for all the behind the scenes radness. I'm about to take this beautiful beast for a twilight drive home, and I cannot wait. See you guys in the next video. Peace.